It's been a crazy year. This COVID thing just been overtaking the world. I mean, almost like overnight. And it's hard to believe that back in January, February, even early March, that there was a sense of normalcy. I remember very well people start talking about COVID, and it's just kind of like a lot of other pandemics that seems to lurk almost every decade. Seemingly enough, we get a little bit of concern and then we go on with our lives and kind of not too much mounts to it. All of a sudden, COVID hit. And at first I was skeptical. Not I mean I didn't say it was a hoax, but at first it was just kind of like, yeah, it kind of sucks, but you wash your hands and you're a little more careful, you're liable not to get COVID. That's what I thought. And other people was like that. First couple of months when everything was shutting down, I was like, for real, is this really necessary? Everybody's walking around with a mask, and I wore masks sometime, but I didn't wear it all the time. And thought, do they really need to shut everything down? They just need to just take some precautions, and that's all they needed to do. And I didn't take it as seriously until I would say mm, maybe around May, I started to take it kind of seriously, because just seeing stuff on the news and all of that, and as I said, I wore a mask about 50% of the time, maybe, but I still didn't think it was that necessary. I did like an extremely crowded, but if I were to go to a Walmart, yeah, I was going to wear a mask, but like in my regular day to day life, I didn't really need one, and it was kind of like it's just like, well, kind of inconvenienced me. The gyms were closed down, and I can't eat inside of a restaurant, and just it, just a lot of things that happen. Weirdly enough, financially, I came out a little bit better because you know we had hazard pay at work, and we had a couple of bonuses here and there, the stimulus, tax refund, um, and just things like that. It I mean, I checked the bank the other day and found out I had more money in my account than I anticipated. Suffice to say, well, I'm not disappointed, but I'm meandering again as I normally do, as I say in each of these videos. But COVID-19 was some serious shit that happened. I mean, it affected the world. Not only did it affect the world, it affected the United States. And the United States handled it probably the worst of all the industrialized countries in the world. I mean, and for various reasons. And I'm going to say healthcare being one. I mean, if we had a single payer Medicare for all, some kind of universal healthcare system that was already in place, I can guarantee you we would not have 200,000 some people dying right now. Now, the countries, just that alone, I mean, they were already prepared having a universal healthcare system. So yeah, it was a little bit strained, but you know what? It was available for the population. So I would say that to be a COVID, uh, to catch COVID in the United States or catch COVID in, let's say, you know, France or Italy or in the UK or in Japan or in Australia, in those countries, you fared off better than people here in the United States. Yeah, all the massive layoffs that took place, I mean, they did that over there in some of these other countries, but they found a way to supplement people's income until a sense of normalcy can be restored. We didn't do that here. We should have had a UBI and all of that. And the UK, I keep my eye on the UK a lot because I'm interested in things that happen in the UK, and that's why I mean, so what I'm of all the countries I kind of keep my eye on, other than here in my own backyard, is what goes on in Great Britain. Um, and there are reasons for that. Well, you got to look at politics in both countries. I hate to insult the Labor Party by saying that the Democrats are the counterpart, because the Democrats here in the United States, in some ways, might be to the right of the British Conservative Party of Margaret Thatcher. In some ways, and I know some people are going to find that weird what I'm saying, but trust me, um, I know what I'm talking about. And the Tories are closer to the Democrats here in the United States than they are the Republicans, even though they are more or less the Republican Party counterpart. It's Overton window, baby. Overton window. That's what it's all about. But for all intents and purposes, when Jeremy Corbyn became leader of the Labour Party, um, that was like that was basically refuting the Tony Blair years. Bernie Sanders, although not getting the Democratic nomination but being cheated twice, he is kind of the default leader of the left, and he's the leader of the vibrant left wing in the Democratic Party, trying to transform the Democratic Party into something similar to the Labour Party in the UK. Bernie Sanders, you can argue, is Jeremy Corbyn's counterpart. Neither Jeremy Corbyn is the leader of the Labour Party anymore, and Sanders, after his second try to become the nominee for president for the Democrats, he's likely not to run again in 2024. Although I think that Bernie Sanders should run, but the Republicans and the Tories got something similar too going on, and that would be Donald Trump when he became president. Somehow Boris Johnson ended up being prime minister in the UK, took over the leadership of the British Conservative Party, and actually became prime minister eventually. So, and there you have it. And in a lot of ways, Trump and Johnson are very similar people. Goofy, blonde people. Well, more like a saturated Cheeto puff with Donald Trump. But I digress, and you know what I mean. Um, they both are clumsy, goofy, wealthy, um, kind of knows how to manipulate media or work media into a point where where there's no such a thing as bad publicity in their eyes. They both have that common talent. Now, in the UK, the Overton window swings a little further left than it does in the United States. The unions are stronger. They have a better welfare state. Whatever you think of gun control, there's more restrictive access to guns in the UK. An area where I definitely like the United States better than Great Britain is the issue of free speech. Britain is not good on speech issues. And as a side note, if any conservatives say, you see what happened when you get a big socialist influence, it has nothing to do with socialism. It has to do with the British culture, and that never value free speech. And it just so happened that Labor doesn't value it anymore any less than the conservatives do. But it's what it that's what they have to live with in the UK. But the UK doesn't have the death penalty. The United States still practice it. So Great Britain's better on issues like the death penalty and universal health care. The United States has a pretend universal health care plan called Obamacare, which is a right-wing health care plan drafted by originally by the Heritage Foundation, and Great Britain, who has whereby they have a national health service, truly socialized medicine. A few months ago, about a half a year ago, Boris Johnson got COVID. He seek treatment, and he seek usage of the National Health Service. And do you know that he fully recovered, and he thanked the National Health Service for saving his life. And you compare that to Trump, who ironically at one time favored some sort of single payer system, to turning against it because his Republican base doesn't want him to be for it. And how that we have this COVID, and right now, and you can't even have Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Bill Hillary Clinton, or Barack Obama be for the NHS. I mean, the last British Prime Minister was Theresa May, and the words of Jimmy Dore when he says that Theresa May is to the left of Nancy Pelosi when it comes to healthcare. And that's the thing right there. I mean, I'm no fan of Boris Johnson as far as him actually being prime minister. I like the British Labour Party much better, and I'm more likely to support Labour in the UK more than anything else. So I would never vote Tory, but considering that Tories are to the left of the American Democrats on healthcare, I mean, between Trump and Johnson, I have to say that, and I'm sorry that Donald Trump's got COVID, and I hope he recuperates. But you know what? Boris Johnson realized Britain's National Health Service is a national treasure. I look for the day we can have such a national treasure here. I won't hold my breath. But there you have it. Is my faint praise for Johnson, considering that he knows better, and Donald Trump being, in this regard, typical of many American politicians who should know better, or actually know better, but take the opposite approach for political expediency, and actually some dumbass politicians that can't move beyond the idea of having a healthcare system that exclude private insurance companies. And that's basically what it comes down to. We need Medicare for all. Unfortunately, we're not going to have it. I'm not going to stop talking about it, but I just realized we're never going to have it. I'm just don't understand the stupidity of this country sometimes. I really don't. The fact that we do not have a national health service or a Medicare for all system is it's a crime. It's criminal. It really is. It's criminal, and it's cruel what we have for healthcare. And that I just needed to get that out of my chest. If you like what you heard, press like, comment even if you were triggered. Subscribe. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to let you know that if you want a platform, go ahead and develop one. I encourage you to do so and utilize it, because we're all the muckrakers of our time. I am Social Democracy. Please subscribe. And until next time, peace. Bernie Sanders for president, year 2024.